Alright, so today we're going to cover a topic regarding battle belts and duty belts. I've been seeing a lot of, some product review videos, but also a lot of operational and tech related content regarding battle belt systems, also called as duty belt systems. They really are synonymous with each other. Just different terminology based on what industry you're working in. But here's what I have to say overall about battle belts and duty belts. I'm issued this one by my company, and I've been wearing it for 3 years, and I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it. I do not like battle belt and duty belt systems. Primarily, this comes in relation to the type of gear that you're issued and you're allowed to use. Primarily because it is just extremely damaging to your body, even more than wearing a plate carrier and vest kind of rig loadouts type system. You're putting a lot of unnecessary weight, strain, and pressure on your hips and your lower back. Like I said, this system, okay, it's an outer and inner belt system. A lot of this product that you're seeing come out recently from some of the high-speed guys, who I love those guys and everything, gear tailored for specific kinds of work within a certain industry and within the military, okay? This is a double belt system, inside belt, feeding through the pants and stuff, and you got your outside belt with the soft, you get the loop, you got the hook. You also have belt keepers. We're required to wear belt keepers. Loadout, all this weight. Issue double mags, baton, cuffs. I've got a tourniquet on here that I'm permitted to use. We're not issued that, but I have extra equipment. My flashlight's smaller than the flashlight that they issue us. The flashlight holder there, I just use it as a key ring. Small emergency medical kit. You can carry a larger one if you want, or OC. Duty issued pistol. Okay? And that's a whole system. This right here, I mean, this is a lot of weight. Fully loaded mags, baton, your loaded sidearm, you know, everything together. This is not light. And it's all on your hips and affecting your lower back. It's very uncomfortable when sitting for a long period of time, or when you're doing a lot of walking around and a lot of running. You're going to feel a lot of pain in your hips and in your lower back. Here I have more of a military style operational duty belt. Okay, this is a little bit thicker boy. It's got a lot of padding to it, which is nice, but still a lot of extra weight, a lot of extra pain in your hips and your lower back, where you should be using the core and the chassis of your body. So that's your entire back, especially your upper back and your shoulders, your rib cage, your core, everything, to be carrying more of the brunt of the weight. Yes, have some equipment getting into your legs. You know, I've got a G-code drop leg holster. This is my preferred, more operational and tactical holster. Okay, got my Glock in there. Okay, it's quick draw. This is a leading competitor for Safariland. I like G-code more than Safariland. Tacticalholsters.com, G-code. Excellent holsters. I also use their concealed carry holsters. But, you know, so I've got a drop leg platform for my left leg with some extra mag holsters. I usually have a tourniquet in here, a little tourniquet holster or whatever. I just have this hard one on here for a little bit of range work. Got some more of the high-speed gear type mag pouches and stuff like that. But even the system with this great padding and everything, and they've become, with operational stuff and some of the stuff that's being retailed now and promoted, has become even thinner, and it's become much more like a contractor or law enforcement style duty belt system. Even with a rigid outer belt, and this one's fairly rigid, even though with these tails, they suck. I have to tape them to keep them tight because they keep loosening, because the real estate for hook and loop, the way I have my gear configured for ease of access and quick access, more towards the front, You know, there's not a lot of real estate that these tails, which feed through the buckle, have to grab onto. So I have to tape them and keep them secure. On the back of the tails, there's no loop. It's just hook on the inside and loop there, and then the hook belt here, which is why we also have issued belt keepers. I don't really like those either. They're a pain in the ass to get on every morning. It takes time, but this is part of the problem. Even with an overbelt system and everything, you know, you're securing it to yourself and all that, and that's fine. I like the drop leg platforms. I like to use those individually from the belt system. Just one drop leg platform for the left leg, holster for the right leg. Everything else would be on my vest. Now with the Contractor loadout, on the contract that I'm on, it's different because we don't have an overvest that we're issued for. In this specific contract, the majority of the stuff that we're doing. Exigent stuff, we occasionally do have overvests that we use, but it's more for serious emergency response type stuff and things like that. The rest of the time, it's more of a uniformed type service on a federal contract. So it's problematic because a lot of weight on your hips, it affects your lower back, it's uncomfortable to sit, it's quite uncomfortable, especially when you're working 16-hour shifts like I do, and you're walking around and chasing people and doing all the things that contracting and high-speed shit does. You know, it wears on you. This all jostles around and moves around when you're running and everything, even if it is somewhat tight, as tight as you can maintain it. You know, and some of the new belts, you know, the design is obviously better than some of these. This is what we're issued. This is what we have to use. But even with that, and there's somewhat ability to stay a little bit more tight consistently with better quality outer belts and stuff, it's still moving around all the time. You have all this weight shifting on affecting your lower back and your hips. And that's not good. That is not good at all. You're going to have significant problems with your body wearing these for extended periods of time and usage. High-speed battle belt and duty belt systems, like what some of these groups and some of these manufacturers are retailing, they're more meant for fairly quick, high-speed operations. You know, you're in and you're out. That's more what they're detailed for. Special operations, you know, yes, they have long deployments at times, but a lot of the time they're just in and out of a place. Early on, yeah. They were spending a lot of time outside the wire and embedded with Northern Alliance or whatever the situation was, whatever location was, stuff like that. But a lot of conventional operations, they're in and out. They're not wearing this stuff for super long periods of time ad nauseum. They're using them ad nauseum and taking them on and off a lot, you know, for their operations and stuff. But it's far different from what you have to do in a contractor, conventional line unit, law enforcement type capability. So these systems, they're fine for the range. You're not on the range for days and days and days on end for 16-hour days, okay? It's good for training for that. It's good for your 3-gun. It's good for all that stuff because you're not doing that all the freaking time, okay? Other than that, these are terrible for your hips and your back. They really are. Like I said, I've been using this system that we're issued, this duty belt battle belt system that we're issued. I've been wearing it for 3 years. And my lower back and my hips are killing me every day. Half the time when I'm at home, I just have to sit there half the day. Thankfully, I can work on music and stuff and do other things, clean weapons, you know, all that stuff. Do graphic design, a little bit of drawing here and there. But the rest of the time, you know, I have to go do grown-up shit and everything. But, you know, you eat a lot of Tylenol, you eat a lot of Motrin, drink a lot of water, you know. But that's the problem with battle belt systems and duty belt systems, okay? If you can, overvest systems, plate carrier systems, vest carrier systems are much better to consolidate your loadout, especially with the modularity there is nowadays and the harness systems and the add-ons and takeoffs that you can put on various vest and plate carrier body armor systems nowadays. That is far better the way to go. You're decentralizing that weight off of your hips and your lower back and putting it on an area that is supposed to be taking more of that weight. Okay? You're not going to damage your body nearly as bad. And I wear a vest all the fucking time with plates and everything, whether it is a plate carrier system or a under the uniform, under the clothing vest with plates. I'm wearing it all the time. I'm in a vehicle a lot too, apart from, you know, being on my feet a lot. And that isn't nearly as bad as having to wear this stuff and being stuck in a vehicle or an office chair or whatever for long periods of time. So these are things that you need to consider, and this is just as much experience driven as it is this equipment being showcased and detailed and retailed by, you know, operators and other walks and types from various industries and agencies and things like that. And there is validity to them all. Obviously, it is very purpose driven, but these are some of the major issues that I'm seeing with people talking about these systems and recommending these systems and things like that. If you plan on wearing them a lot, if you plan on using your gear a lot and doing a lot of training, being out in work and in operations and things like that a lot of the time, these are not the way to go. They really are not. You need to get an overvest, a plate carrier system, a load-bearing vest and harness system, whatever it is, something that's just as modular, if not more, and work with that. You know, like I said, drop leg platforms, drop leg holsters and stuff, that's great. You know, on the hip holsters, that's fine too, but you need to consolidate that weight off of your hips and off of your back. That's all I have to say about that. Have fun. Be safe.